Hello YouTube, welcome to Bub's World. I'm your host Bub. Today we're going to get into the non-comic haul from the Comic Con that I went to, the Lexington Comic and Toy Convention 2024. So I showed off the comic part, now we'll show off the toys and the other type collectibles that I picked up. So let's see how I did.
You're watching Bub's Comics, Bub.
All right, so here's the deal. I picked up comics on Thursday night primarily. I don't think I picked up anything else on that Thursday evening. It was a 4-day haul in Lexington, Kentucky. And instead, I picked up the rest of the week. I picked up stuff from the Lexington Comic and Toy Convention, it says. So don't forget, Toy Convention. So I picked up some stuff there, and this, I don't know how to describe it, but if you ever went to a small convention and you noticed that some of them were, you know, they showed a lot of, look, I'm just gonna get right, come right out and say it. There's a lot of junk. There's a lot of stuff that has nothing to do with any kind of culture stuff. It's just like, you know, trinkets and jewelry and wax soaps and, you know, stuff like that. Well, this convention has some of that. Which is nice because if you come with a family and there's a lot of different people, then people get to pick and choose what they want to shop for and what they want to enjoy browsing through. So that works out well for me. But overall, this convention is large enough that it has the same amount of that stuff as you would find at a small convention, which generally outnumbers comics and collectibles, right? All that other stuff, you know, etched glassware and all this kind of stuff. But this convention has all that same stuff, but there's so much more comic and collectible stuff that it kind of overpowers it. So if there's someone that's there just to see that stuff, there's plenty of aisles to walk through that have that, but they also kind of contain it all into just a few aisles. So if you're kind of walking the con, you can kind of skip some of those if you're not into it. So this con's great for that. All right, so we're gonna do strong arm style for this haul, so we're not gonna shrink down or anything like that. First thing I'm going to show, because I need a drink right now, is this. Now, I don't know anything about Dungeons and Dragons, but they said this was a Rogue cup, not Rogue X-Men, but so basically this is like a 3D printed mug, almost like a Stein type mug. And it's hard to see it on camera, but it's kind of like a nice shiny, almost metallic green, and fits bottles of water. And also it's the same size as like a 12-ounce can. So, and also, you know, 16-ounce cans of your favorite adult beverage. And it comes with this little adapter, and you can drop the adapter in, and then a 12-ounce can fits in there as well. They also had some aluminum inserts, which I did get some of those, but I have to say, when I drink water out of aluminum, it tastes like I'm licking a battery. So instead, I'll use that for like beer, soda, or whatever. I'll put in that, but not water. So in water, I'll keep it in here. That's good stuff. All right. That was cool. Loved that. Had a great booth. Lots of stuff. My son got stuff. Everybody enjoyed that. Then I picked up a couple of pops. You guys like that, right? So here is a nice Ken pop. Now, as the kids say, Ken is my main. When I was in like on console. So if I play Street Fighter, which is my favorite fighting game, on console I play as Ken generally. And the same goes for like online games. I always play as Ken, and I play as Blanca when I'm like in an arcade and I need to get sweaty and just get it done. Then I spam some Blanca. But yeah, Ken is my main, so there you go. So I picked that up. Actually, my wife found that for me, which was pretty cool. And then somebody was picking up pops. One of the kids that we were with was picking up pops. And in order to get the deal or whatever, you had to throw in. So I got this for $5. I didn't even know it existed. So Independence Day Alien. So the Alien, it's FYE exclusive, which I didn't even know if they have any of those anymore. All the ones near me have closed. So FYE exclusive pop. It's got the Alien. And out of those three characters, this would be the only one I'd want. But very cool. Independence Day alien pop. I also, keeping with the alien theme, I also picked up this mask for $5. I could not pass it up. I know Simple Simon's got a similar one, looks like it's been painted on, but this one just looks so cool. No, I'm not gonna put it on because it doesn't fit. It's very small, but it's very cool. And I thought maybe just put it on the wall somewhere and it would look kind of badass, or as badass as a kid's mask can look. So there you go. So I got that. So I really like that. But the same booth, different time I was there, had this. And this is a limited edition mask, of course. Of course, who knows how many were made, but I'm sure plenty. With light up eyes. And it said it had a t-shirt, but no t-shirt included. But this thing is really cool. I did get to open it and kind of look at it and then decided to go ahead and buy it. But it's just one of those vacuum form masks like we had when we were kids. Well, we being anyone of a certain age. So it's just like a regular vacuum form mask, but look at the detail on this thing. Is that not amazing? It's really, really good. And it's adult size, believe it or not. And it even has, let's see if I can get this to work, but it even has light up eyes. Look at that. Isn't that cool? So, the light up's a little finicky, but what can you expect? So it's, I think it's from 2000 and something. There's the light up eyes. Very cool. Now this one I will put on for you because I'm a nice guy. So let's see. Look at that. That's pretty good, I think. I think that's pretty good. I'm surprised at the quality of it, really. So I thought about doing a little cosplay mashup with it someday and just doing like a Jedi robe with this and some Wolverine claws. You know, I like to do weird stuff like that. Keep it interesting, and I like to repurpose old cosplay that I have and then do mashups with it. So other stuff that I've done and then kind of mix it all together. Maybe I'll do a Teen Wolf jersey with it or something, you know, just completely mash the whole thing up and then just laugh. So I like to do stuff like that. So, all right, let's see. We have some art prints. That's art prints, not Purple Rain prints. So this one is one of those lenticular ones. So look at that, right? So it's like the brown and gold. And then it turns into Weapon X, and then it turns into the blue and gold. And back again. We're not apologizing for the glare, but I will say that the glare, look at that. So I need to get a frame for it. It's pretty big. I think it's 11, probably 11 by 17 or so. So I'll get a frame for it and we'll play with that. And then if you remember the independent comic that I picked up at the con in my last haul video, I said it was too cheap. So I picked up this art print as well. And no, don't adjust the color on your screen. That's the psychedelic effect that you're seeing there. So very cool. So this is Tibby and her psychedelic mushroom friends or something like that. So yeah, always room for something of this quality in Bub's World. So there you have it. All right. Then on the last day of the convention for me, which was Saturday night. No, I picked this up Friday night. So on Friday night, I kind of broke down and bought a big thing, and it wasn't like a big thing, but it was pretty cool, and it's something I've been kind of eyeballing and wrestling with in my mind. I like to do some gaming. I like to buy systems, retro systems, and different stuff like that, and the new systems too. But this was just, I couldn't pass it up. It was a relatively mint in box Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Set, 32 gig version. So this is the Wii U here. So look, I'm not going to go into the long history of the Wii U. I might do it in a separate video. But basically, this was a console that came out just before the Nintendo Switch. So they came out with this Wii. It fits between the Nintendo Switch and the Wii. And when it came out, it had terrible marketing. People were really confused as to what it was. They thought it was just a peripheral for, an extra piece to add on to the Wii, which it wasn't. It was its own console. It had plenty of awesome games that came out for it that all run great. I mean, and the console runs great. It really is almost a flawless console, except that the marketing was terrible. People didn't understand what it was. It was a little too expensive for what you were getting, as most Nintendo products are underpowered, right? It was a little too expensive for what you were getting, but they had great games. So then when the Switch came out, they really did market it properly, and it was a perfect marketing for the Switch. And so they just take a bunch of these Wii U games and port them right over. So this console's 10 years old, and as you can see, Mario Kart 8 was the one that debuted with it, and they're still playing that on the Switch now. There's nothing better than a Mario Kart 8 right now. It's deluxe, but it just has all the DLC and crap like that, a few extra things. So this came with the racing wheel, the Wiimote, a new Wiimote and stuff, and all the parts, everything was in it. I was peeling plastic off most of the parts. So has all the accessories, and it was really cool. So I picked this up. So you say, Bub, why did you pick up that thing? Because they're not exactly cheap. Well, because it's a 1080p device, and it has a very robust homebrew and modding community. So there is a ton of things you can do with this that, let's just say, was not necessarily in the intention of the manufacturer when it first released. So there's a lot of things you can do with this. I've spent all weekend modding this and playing with it and putting a bunch of different games on there and just enjoying the heck out of this thing. So it's been a solid purchase. I was able to successfully mod it already and just had a big time with it, which is why I got it, because I knew that I'd be able to do that to it. I was highly confident, as I've done it to other systems in the past, and it worked out perfect. So show you real quick the games. I wanted to work the guy down just a little bit to get a better price on it. He had two. He had one that was out of box and all scratched up, and then he had this one, which was basically mint in box. I mean, there's not a scratch on it, and like I said, I was peeling the plastic off most of it. And so it came bundled with this game, which was awesome. He wouldn't really budge on the price, which was fair, because it was already probably about $75 cheaper than you could get it used and not in box. So I was like, okay with that. So I had him throw in a game. I said, can I pick a game, a reasonably priced game? He was like, sure. So I picked up this Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, which is just a great game. Big fun. Like I said, you can get these games for the Nintendo Switch, but I wanted to have them on the Wii U, as they were originally intended to be played with the secondary screen and everything. And I'm a sucker for Nintendo gimmick stuff. So I picked this up, been modding the crap out of it, having a ball, spent all weekend doing it. So that's my haul. That's what I picked up at the Lexington Comic and Toy Convention 2024. The convention that is my convention. It's the one that is most local to me. It's the one that I go every year for all the days, as many as I can. And a lot of places don't. A lot of places when I go, I can only spend a couple of days, or I'm not there for the whole time. This convention's all me, so I enjoy that, and I take a lot of my family there, and it's just been a lot of fun. Highly recommend you go next year, every year, until further notice. So stay tuned to Bub's World. Be watching it, and if I change my mind and I say I don't go to that convention again, you'll be the first to know. But until then, you can probably catch me there every year in March. So that's how it goes. So a great convention. If you didn't catch my comic haul version from this, go back and watch that if you're into comics. And if you just like collectibles and things, hopefully we satisfied you here. That's it. We'll catch you next time in Bub's World. Remember, collect the pop and play with it. Bye-bye.
Now subscribe, you egg-sucking pieces of gutter trash. Now.